Coming up on this hour of Chris 6 Sunrise, it's been 24 years since the 9/11 terror attacks. How the country is coming together to remember the fallen heroes.
Plus, here in your neighborhood, one person is dead following a shooting in Alice. We have the details on who police are searching for.
I'm Stephanie Molina in Robstown. Several people in this community went to the state capitol asking for a hearing against the proposed ammonia plant. I'll tell you what happened and what people are saying.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Chris 6 Sunrise. Thank you so much for waking up with the Hoffmans. I'm Michelle Hoffman.
I'm Brian Hoffman. This is a very somber day, not only because of it being 9/11, but also some pretty heavy news that we'll get into in just a little bit. But first, let's brighten it off a little bit with our ray of sunshine. Julia Quady joins us. Hey, Julia, how you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Hey there, good morning, you guys. So yeah, a bit of a somber day, but hopefully forecast-wise, I can lighten up that mood a bit as things are going to be looking pretty good for us. We finally got some more decent rain chances ahead for us today. That's going to extend towards tomorrow on our Friday. I'll get into more of those details about what you can expect your forecast in just a few moments. But right now, let's go ahead and get you on out the door in terms of what you can expect on those roadways. Right now, heading on Ocean Drive, SPID, and on Saratoga, all three of those areas moving pretty well. Of course, indicated with those shades of green, letting you know that that speed is pretty decent right now, heading out the door on those three roadways right now. Heading on over towards Flower Bluff, a little bit of a different story. Heading on Waldron Road, you can see a bit of small splotches of yellow, of course, denoting just small areas of some slowdown. Same thing heading on Flower Bluff Drive. And as you start to leave and approach the gate at NAS Corpus Christi, you're going to be in for a bit of a mixture of medium and slow speeds, so more heavier congestion getting closer towards the base right now at this moment. And moving on over towards the JFK Causeway, going to and from the island, you can see those shades of green, of course, indicating that you're going to be in for some smooth traffic movement going to and from the island early on this Thursday morning. Again, going back to that forecast, we got some more decent rain chances on the way as we see that moisture beginning to increase in our area. And more details on that in the next few minutes.
Julia, thank you so much. We'll get to your neighborhood news in just a bit, but first, a manhunt is underway after conservative activist Charlie Kirk was fatally shot Wednesday. It happened during a rally at Utah Valley University. Witnesses say one shot was heard and Kirk recoiled with blood coming from his neck. The shooting scene was quickly evacuated, and officials say that the two people initially taken into custody have no ties to the deadly shooting. Kirk was a 31-year-old father of two. He helped found Turning Point USA, and he was also a well-known supporter of President Donald Trump. Now, President Trump announced Kirk's death on his Truth Social platform, the president writing, quote, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you," end quote.
Well, today marks 24 years since the 9/11 terror attacks that killed thousands of people. A series of memorial events have been planned to honor the lives that were lost that day. Vice President J.D. Vance and his wife are expected to visit Ground Zero, and a ceremony is planned in New York for the thousands who died in the collapse of the Twin Towers. President Trump, meanwhile, will attend a 9/11 observance ceremony at the Pentagon, where 184 others were killed. And a third observance has been planned in Stoystown, Pennsylvania. That's the Flight 93 memorial. 44 people were killed when the plane crashed after passengers and crew heroically fought the hijackers. Well, back here at home, the city of Corpus Christi will host a 9/11 remembrance ceremony today. It'll start at 9 this morning over at Heritage Park. Neighbors are welcome to join as the Corpus Christi Fire Department, Police Department, along with the Port of Corpus Christi Police, remember the fallen heroes of the attacks on the World Trade Center. And in honor of Patriot Day, the USS Lexington is offering free admission to all first responders. Today through Sunday, all EMS, fire department, and police departments can visit the Lex for free.
Back here at home, one person is dead and two others are injured following a shooting in Alice. According to the police department, the shooting happened on South Cameron Street. 3 people from Orange Grove were in a car when they were shot. 2 of the victims were taken to a nearby hospital and the other victim died. Police are searching for the driver of a black Dodge Charger that was seen in the area. So if you have any information, you're asked to call Alice Police at 361-664-0186.
Members of the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality met in Austin Wednesday morning to consider the hearing request from Robstown and Calallen residents against a proposed ammonia plant by Avina Clean Hydrogen. With the residents being granted this contested case hearing, it allows them to continue their fight to stop the plant from coming into their communities. The commission received over 100 hearing requests from residents, with the commissioners approving 16 residents' requests to reconsider the permit application from Avina. They now have to prepare a case to present to the State Office of Administrative Hearings. Mayra Alanis, one of those neighbors who was in Austin, says with the help from outside groups, they were able to get this far. Residents who were at the meeting tell Chris 6 News Avina was not present. We have reached out to Avina several times, but have yet to hear back.
Hey there, good morning. Happy Thursday. Heading out the door, you might feel a slight higher twinge of humidity out there in our forecast today. That's going to add towards our better rain chances that are expected as well. Right now, let's go ahead and get you out the door, though, taking a look at our current conditions across each and every neighborhood here. Corpus Christi waking up to a temperature of 76 degrees. Over in Beeville, a little bit warmer, sitting at 74. Yesterday, areas were having slightly lower dew point values in areas that are a bit more inland and northern. So Beeville, of course, included in that, had only a temperature of 69 degrees yesterday. So on the account of the extra moisture and humidity that's beginning to build today, northern and inland neighborhoods like Beeville are waking up towards warmer temperatures today. So again, sitting at 74 Degrees right now. Port Aransas can be expected to be heading towards those upper 70s. Rockport right now at 77 degrees. Over in Alice sitting at 76. Right now we have a bit of a mixture of a northeasterly wind right now going on across the coastal bend. That's going to continue throughout the morning as we head towards the afternoon. Wind speeds will be coming in a bit more generally at an easterly direction. But looking at our current dew point values right now, like I said, a bit of a cooler start going further inland. A little bit warmer though, a few degrees higher in your dew point values for some northern and inland neighborhoods, but going a little bit closer towards the coast. Majority of the coastal bend going to see those dew point values still sitting into that oppressive zone, well into that oppressive zone into the 70s. But taking note of our 24-hour dew point change, Beeville sitting at 4 degrees warmer for your dew point values today compared to yesterday. Again, that's why we can expect slightly warmer temperatures waking up and starting our morning on Thursday today compared to yesterday on our Wednesday. Looking at our hour-by-hour forecast, going to see sunshine coming in throughout the morning. A little bit more added cloud cover on the front of that increase of moisture coming into the coastal bend. Also, again, got rain chances coming into the forecast as well today. Going to see our temperatures increasing towards those upper 80s by around 11 o'clock this morning, already approaching those lower 90s by lunchtime, but we'll still stick around that same range of temperatures, mostly near normal, near average, only going to reach an afternoon high temperature of 94 degrees here in Corpus Christi. Going to see mostly sunny skies, but again, like I mentioned, going to see that chance to see anywhere between stray to isolated showers, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder possible too, but our rain chances are going to kind of struggle ever so slightly throughout the day today. We still have some bit of a drier weather pattern still kind of hanging on tight, especially in association where surface high pressure is sitting right now, also just towards the north of us, heading towards the Houston area, but also in the upper levels of atmosphere, we do have some help on some onshore flow because of the position of high pressure, but still if it's sitting somewhat nearby us, it does cause a bit of a drier spell somewhat too, so that's going to kind of somewhat counteract our rain chances that are in the forecast today, but they still look promising enough according to some models. So again, anywhere between stray to isolated showers will be in the forecast today. That's going to extend towards tomorrow and your Friday as well. We'll also maintain those temperatures sitting mostly towards those lower 90s. That's going to continue ahead for us this weekend into early next week, with the return of our rain chances coming in by the midweek next week as well.
Celebrating culture and couture, I'm Michaela Chavez in Calallen. I'll tell you how an upcoming fashion show is helping young Latinas shine on and off the runway.
What started off as a search for a wanted man turned into a drug investigation. I'm Jada Jenkins on the west side with a look at what Nueces County Sheriff's deputies found.
Hey, welcome back, folks. 6:12 is your time. You're getting a live look from New York City at the 9/11 Remembrance Memorial as we take a pause to remember the thousands that were lost on that tragic day 24 years ago. I'm going to start off with the latest news from your neighborhoods, though.
I'm your neighborhood news reporter Jada Jenkins on the west side, and it was here on Buford Street where the drugs were found. Nueces County Sheriff's deputies were searching for a wanted man, but it soon turned into a drug trafficking investigation.
On Tuesday morning, deputies received a tip looking for wanted suspect Nathaniel Cooper. When they arrived at a home on Buford Street, his father answered the door.
Immediately said, "Hey, I know you're looking for my son. He's not here.
Chief Deputy David Cook tells me when the father let his team inside, they found someone else, Daniel Jimenez.
And he ended up having a federal warrant for possession of heroin.
Chief Cook says there have been drug busts in this area before.
He noticed some things that gave them pause that there might be some drug trafficking going on.
So investigators issued a search warrant and the U.S. Marshals Service took custody of Jimenez.
When we went to the location looking for a wanted subject, we found enough information to lead us to be able to obtain a warrant and then recover the drugs in question.
Inside, deputies recovered a total of over 200 grams of meth, cocaine, Xanax, marijuana, black tar heroin, and $300 in cash.
Packaged in a manner as if they had been taking it in payment for the drugs.
Deputies say they are still looking for Cooper. As for Jimenez, he was detained for a federal warrant, but no local arrests have been made.
Deputies are still trying to determine whose dope it actually was.
Chief Cook says once the investigation is complete, charges are expected for possession with intent to distribute.
Chief Cook says if you see any suspicious activity, you're urged to report it on this app. On the West Side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jada Jenkins, Chris 6 News.
Hey there, good morning. Happy Thursday. Taking a live look outside now from our SPID Skycam. We can see that traffic flow is looking pretty good right now. You can see maybe a little bit more of your neighbors right now. Things have become a little bit more busy throughout the next few minutes. Of course, as folks get their Thursday morning commute ready and head out the door. Weather-wise, things are dry right now, but we do expect some showers to begin to pass on through the parts of the coastal bend as we look ahead towards the next few hours this morning and certainly by this afternoon with the help of that afternoon sea breeze as our winds become a bit more active in terms of coming in from more of an easterly flow. Right now, take a look at Doppler radar. We can see a couple small spotty showers here and there, slowly making their way to some parts of the coastal bend. Mostly Claiborne County getting lucky with a passing shower that's holding on and keeping itself alive, so to speak, right now, going west of 77 there, a little bit northwest of Riviera with that small shower that's passing on through. Across the majority of the coastal bend right now looking to be pretty dry, but hopefully that picture will change over the next few hours. Now, what gives us hope in that is that we are seeing a bit of an increase in our moisture. Can't really tell too much from some of our dew point values for areas that are a bit more coastal, but for inland neighborhoods, we're going to see a bit of a difference today. As yesterday, most of those areas we're seeing slightly lower dew point values, adding towards why areas like Beeville, George West, we're seeing slightly cooler temperatures waking up and starting their day on Wednesday, but today was slightly warmer dew point values getting a little bit closer towards that oppressive zone. Beeville looking at anywhere upwards of a 5-degree increase with their current dew point values this morning at this hour compared to yesterday. So that's why you're also going to be waking up towards slightly warmer temperatures in those neighborhoods compared to yesterday as well. So Beeville waking up to a temperature of 71 degrees rather sitting towards those upper 60s yesterday. George West also joining in those lower 70s, but majority of the coastal bend mostly under those upper 70s to lower 80s right now with our current air temperatures. Thankfully, we'll still maintain those temperatures reaching only towards those lower 90s for our afternoon highs, so still near average as we expect towards those temperatures later on in the day. Expecting mostly sunny skies with the mixture of those stray to isolated showers that will be expected to maybe even get a bit scattered in nature as we head towards the afternoon. Looking at our rain chances here, models aren't being super impressive in terms of what they're predicting here. We can see again expecting maybe anywhere between isolated or stray, I should say, straight to isolated showers coming into the forecast throughout the morning and heading towards the afternoon. Rain chances will start to dip as we head towards the early evening before picking up late tonight into the overnight. Heading towards your early Friday morning, we'll expect more showers to start to make their way into the forecast. We'll also right now see this morning that we got a bit more of a northerly wind that will start to transition to more of a easterly wind later on this afternoon. That's going to help out our rain chances, more of a moisture increase ahead towards the afternoon today. But again, rain chances will increase and come again ahead for us tomorrow and our Friday with more drier weather coming in this weekend before rain chances return next week.
Julia, thank you so much. So parents, is your car seat safe? Coming up after the break, we have tips to make sure your child is in the right seat when you're out on the road. Welcome back, folks. September is National Child Passenger Safety Month. Safety advocates are urging all parents to keep young children safe in vehicles by knowing how to install and use car seats correctly. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has tips on how to make sure your child is in the right seat.
It remains a leading cause of death for youth in the U.S. In 2023, motor vehicle crashes killed more than 1,000 children ages 14 and younger.
Many of the children who are injured or killed in a car crash are either completely unrestrained or using a restraint improperly.
Dr. Manisha Agarwal with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says the most important thing parents can do to keep children safe on the road is to use the right seat in the right way. First, make sure to buy the right car seat. Very young children need to ride in rear-facing seats as long as possible until they hit the maximum height and weight suggested on the seat. Then, a forward-facing seat is the next step, followed by a booster seat. Check the seat's manual for maximum height and weight limit.
And if you've thrown out the instruction manual, most of these car seat manufacturers have really helpful websites where you can find that manual and figure out what that height and weight limit is.
Next, make sure the seat is properly installed. The Safe Kids Worldwide organization says use either the seatbelt or lower anchors to secure it. Don't use both at the same time. Forward-facing seats need a tether with the seatbelt or lower anchors. A properly fitted harness can also provide protection. Agarwal says a child passenger safety technician found at some places like fire stations can help make sure your seat is set up correctly.
You may be the world's safest driver, but you cannot account for every other human being out there on the road.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Alrighty, good morning and happy Thursday. Taking a live look outside now from our first Community Bank Sky Cam atop the USS Lexington. We can see that traffic flow is looking pretty good heading on the new Harbor Bridge going to and from the Portland area. Can maybe see a little bit more of your neighbors right now as we are now heading towards, of course, later on into the 6 o'clock hour. So a lot more neighbors maybe heading out the door getting their Thursday morning started under now. A bit of added cloud cover starting to build in our skies as that moisture and humidity starts to increase too. Let's go and take a look at the rest of traffic flow maps so we can expect on other roadways throughout the area. As we see here on the JFK Causeway going to and from the island, looking at pretty easy and smooth movement. Heading on over towards Flower Bluff, a little bit more busy and more possible congestion throughout portions of Waldron Road and on Flower Bluff Drive. As you start to approach the gate ending at Corpus Christi 2, can see a little bit of a buildup happening with the medium speed there. But heading on over towards Ocean Drive down at SPID and on Saratoga, you can see all those shades of green on those three roadways, of course, indicating that you're going to be in for pretty smooth traffic flow right now on those three roadways right now at this moment. That's it for your traffic report. For details of your forecast coming up.
Remembering the September 11th attacks 24 years later. I'm Alexis Scott with how local runners are honoring the lives lost and the courage of the first responders.
Now, weather on the 6s.
Alrighty, good morning and welcome back. Taking a live look outside now from our Soupy Spear Sky Cam sponsored by CCAC. Can expect a little bit more added cloud cover in our skies early this morning as moisture is increasing in the area, and that's going to add towards our better rain chances that are in the forecast today and ahead for us tomorrow on Friday as we wrap up the end of our work week here. Let's go ahead and get into what else you can expect in your forecast right now. Most of us are waking up towards more drier conditions at the moment. Can see a couple spotty showers slowly making their way throughout some neighborhoods, mostly in Claiborne County at this moment, with small spotty showers right now a little bit west towards I-77 and throughout portions of northwestern Riviera. We can see a little bit of spotty showers still maintaining their way, making their slow journey across towards, again, in Claiborne County right now, but most of us sitting at some pretty dry conditions, getting our early morning started here. Rain chances will improve over the next few hours, certainly by around lunchtime. Hopefully some better rain chances are expected to come around that time frame that we'll go over in just a few more moments. Right now, though, taking a look at your current temperatures and conditions heading out the door, all of us sitting pretty warm and muggy right now. Air temperatures sitting towards those lower 70s, going further inland and for northern neighborhoods. So Beeville, George West, all sitting at those lower 70 temperatures right now, but for other areas across the coastal bend, mostly sitting into those upper 70s to lower 80s as that moisture has a bit of it more of a heavier impact for areas that are a little bit more closer towards the coast. Taking a look at our hourly planner here, we're going to see some sunshine throughout the morning and heading towards the afternoon, but we can expect some shower activity to begin to develop develop throughout the morning and heading towards the early afternoon hours too. Temperatures increasing towards those lower 90s by around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll thankfully still maintain those air temperatures, at least for our afternoon high temperatures specifically, still remaining near average, only expecting a high temperature of 94 degrees here in Corpus Christi. Right now, waking up, we have a bit of a northerly wind pattern right now that will start to shift over towards more of an easterly weather wind pattern, I should say, as we head towards the afternoon. Looking at our rain chances, again, expecting anywhere between stray to isolated or even scattered showers that could be possible throughout the morning and heading towards the afternoon. Rain chances will briefly decrease as we head towards around the 6, 7, 8 o'clock hours, then increase as we start to head towards the late night into the overnight on our Friday. So we'll expect more rain chances to extend and to continue as you look ahead towards your Friday too. Taking a look at our big weather picture, we still have that frontal boundary way off towards our coast, pushing its way further and further south, but still causing a bit of enough disturbance that showers are still active throughout deep southern portions of Texas here nearby Brownsville, but a couple spotty showers making their way to us here in the coastal bend, as we do have a bit of a upper level weather pattern that's kind of keeping this nice onshore flow of a circulation of moisture still pushing its way to the coastal bend. But this ridge is still close enough that can cause a bit of an issue with our rain chances in terms of drier air still being somewhat present in our forecast. So we can see, taking a look at moisture trackers, still got some twinges of yellow here, coming in with those small glimpses of green as well. So again, it's that drier air that's going to cause a bit of a slight negative effect somewhat in our rain chances today. But nevertheless, rain chances are still going to be present today and ahead for us tomorrow. Now, rain chances won't be present this weekend. We'll be having a bit of a break on that. Still going to maintain those temperatures reaching into those lower 90s, so we're not breaking away or deviating from the norm in terms of those near average temperatures right now. And we'll have an increase in our rain chances coming back to the forecast as we look ahead towards next week.
Turning closets into confidence. I'm Ana Conejo on the south side, and I'll show you how a teen is making sure every girl gets their dream dress for homecoming.
I'm Victoria Valderrama in Sinton with the iconic squirrel known as Agnes. I'll show you how a tradition to change her hat with the seasons continues.
Welcome back, folks. So Facebook has started to pay out its $725 million settlement over allegations that the platform didn't properly handle user data. So several lawsuits claimed Facebook allowed information to get to third parties without permission. This litigation came following the Cambridge Analytica incident, where the now closed marketing firm was accused of getting Facebook user information in order to target voters during the 2016 presidential election. Anyone who used Facebook at any time between May of 2007 and December of 2022 was eligible for some of the settlement, as long as they filed a claim before August 2023. Anyone receiving a payout will get an email notification a few days before the money is issued.
I'm your Sinton neighborhood news reporter, Victoria Valderrama. This is Agnes. She's a squirrel and a landmark here in Sinton. I learned throughout the year she'll wear a bunch of different hats.
Neighbors in Sinton know this face and the name. Standing at more than 6 feet tall, you can't miss Agnes.
Every small town has their traditions, and this is kind of a unique one here.
Michael Troutman is a Sinton native. Now he's the school district's athletic director. He says Agnes is a big tradition here.
This has been going on for almost over 20 years of the changing of the hat.
It all started in the 80s when Eleanor Heron opened on Aggie D's, selling her famous pralines. Agnes soon became the mascot. Heron passed away in 2024, but the business stayed in the family, and so did Agnes.
Agnes is a girl of all seasons, and she will change her hat, throughout the year. And we change it in the fall, which into a Sinton helmet, in honor of Miss Heron as a proud Sinton graduate, but also in honor of the community.
I spoke with students at Sinton High School about what Agnes means to them. Jolie Langford is a senior and has taken part in the annual changing of the hats since her freshman year.
Definitely bittersweet thinking about how this is my last time getting to do this, but I wouldn't want it any other way.
For sophomore Reese Ellis, she says Agnes represents Sinton pride.
The scroll is a very big part of Sinton, and it's a very big memory for all of us to come together and get to just celebrate it, and it's so fun.
people in this community expect Agnes the squirrel to change her hat again in December, just in time for Christmas. In Sinton, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Victoria Valderrama for Chris 6 News.
Hey there, good morning. Happy Thursday. Right now, waking up, most of us are going to see dry conditions and not going to expect any rainfall just quite yet. A couple small spotty showers are making their way throughout portions of Claiborne County, but again, most of us not seeing any shower activity that hopefully is to come over the next few hours and as we head towards the afternoon. But looking at our planner today, we'll still see plenty of sunshine and some passing cloud cover that's already building right now early this morning. Temperatures are going to start to reach and increase towards those upper 80s by around 11 o'clock in the morning, then heading once again towards those lower 90s as they have for the past few days. We'll continue to maintain to see those temperatures only reaching towards those lower 90s for our afternoon high of 94 degrees here in Corpus Christi. Take a look at Future Tracker. We can start to see by the afternoon, with the help of our winds starting to shift more to a more stronger easterly flow that's going to help out our rain chances coming in by this afternoon that will hopefully come in a bit of a mixture of some isolated to scattered fashion. Not any super heavy downpours are expected today. Those will be hopefully to come ahead for us tomorrow, as Friday looks to be more of a promising rain opportunity in our forecast in terms of that upper level high starting to recoil just a little bit and kind of loosen up its grip of us here on the coastal bend somewhat. But we'll start to see drier weather come back into coastal bend ahead for us this weekend before our rain chances come back next week.
From Chris 6, this is 20 minutes of non-stop news.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of non-stop news with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. We have plenty of neighborhood news for you this morning. But first, let's check in with meteorologist Julia Quady. She has a look at our roadways this morning. Good morning, Julia.
Hey there. Good morning, you guys. So heading out the door, most of us are going to be in for some pretty dry roadways throughout the area. Rain chances are going to be better ahead for us today, but not quite starting just yet. Right now, taking a look at our view from our Skycam over top SPID, you can see a lot more folks hitting those roadways, getting our morning started on this Thursday. Now, traffic flow, even though it's a bit more busy, still looking to be pretty good according to our traffic flow map heading on SPID. But let's go ahead and take a look at other roadways right now. Ocean Drive still looking pretty good. As I said, SPID looking decent right now, even though a lot more folks are hitting those roadways, getting their Thursday morning started. Heading on Saratoga, more of the same as fast moving traffic flow right now, indicated by those shades of green. Heading on over towards Flower Bluff, slightly different story. Waldron Road having a bit of a mixture of median speed going in both directions. All clear though heading on Flower Bluff Drive. And once you approach the gate at NAS Corpus Christi, just got a small twinge of a backup starting to increase there with the median speed that you can expect over in that area. And moving on over towards the JFK Causeway, going to and from the island. Also looking at pretty nice and easy driving conditions right now on that bridge. That's it for your Traport. With details of your forecast coming in the next few moments.
Thanks so much, Julia. We're going to check back in with you in just a little bit. But first, from neighbors in Robstown voicing their concerns over an ammonia plant that could be built in their neighborhood.
Yeah, to neighbors gathering to honor the fallen heroes of 9/11. We have you covered in your neighborhood check-in.
Members of the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality met in Austin Wednesday morning to consider the hearing request from Robstown and Calallen residents against a proposed ammonia plant by Avina Clean Hydrogen. With the residents being granted this contested case hearing, it allows them to continue their fight to stop the plant from coming into their communities. The commission received over 100 hearing requests from residents, with the commissioners approving 16 residents' requests to reconsider the permit application from Avina. They now have to prepare a case to present to the State Office of Administrative Hearings. Mayra Alanis, one of those neighbors who was in Austin, says with the help from outside groups, they were able to get this far. Residents who were at the meeting tell Chris 6 News Avina was not present. We have reached out to Avina several times, but have yet to hear back.
On Tuesday morning, Nueces County deputies followed a tip looking for wanted suspect Nathaniel Cooper. When they arrived at a home on Buford Street, they found someone else, Daniel Jimenez, who had a federal warrant for possession of heroin. Investigators say they noticed signs of drug trafficking and obtained a search warrant. The U.S. Marshals Service took Jimenez into custody. Inside the home, deputies recovered more than 200 grams of drugs, including meth, cocaine, Xanax, marijuana, black tar heroin, and $300 in cash. Deputies are still searching for Cooper. They say once the investigation is complete, local charges for possession with intent to distribute are expected.
I'm Tony Jaramillo, your neighborhood news reporter on Padre Island. Ken Ahlberg is the artist behind many pieces you might have seen all around Corpus Christi. Two filmmakers with ties to Flower Bluff spent 3 years following the Swedish-born artist around, and their work airs on PBS next year. The Wind in the Sails documentary hits televisions across America next year, but will screen in the Coastal Bend much sooner.
At what point does the technician become an artist?
That's a strange question. Of course, I think you're an artist from the beginning.
Filmmakers Denise and Matthew Thornton plan to screen their project at TAMUCC's Performing Arts Center Friday. The goal, Denise says, is to celebrate Ahlberg's life and legacy. A screening of the documentary on Ken Ahlberg is scheduled for Friday, September 12th, and you can find ticket information on our website, christv.com. On Padre Island, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tony Jaramillo, Chris 6 News.
Turning closets into confidence. I'm Ana Conejo on the south side, and I'll show you how a teen is making sure every girl gets their dream dress for homecoming.
St. John Paul II Academy student Eliana Galvan started Once Upon a Dress, a free event where teens across the Coastal Bend can pick out homecoming and prom dresses. She says many girls miss out because they cannot afford the cost, from the dress to hair and makeup. Now in its second year, the program needs donations to keep growing. If you'd like to help, donations are being accepted through September 24th on campus or a request pickup.
As the nation reflects on the tragedy of 9/11, dozens gathered for a memorial run honoring the survivors, victims, and first responders.
More than 150 runners laced up their shoes for Wednesday's event. Participants tell Chris 6 News the run wasn't just about fitness. It was about reflection and heroism. The run, hosted by the Downtown Management District and AEP Texas, featured 2-mile and 5K routes throughout downtown and the Bayfront. Organizers say it's a way to honor lives lost and keep the memory of September 11th alive for future generations.
Thank you so much, Alexis. For more on her story, you can always head on over to christv.com. The City of Corpus Christi will host the 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony today. It starts very soon, folks. It's going to start at 9 this morning over at Heritage Park. Neighbors are welcome to join as the Corpus Christi Fire Department, Police Department, along with the Port of Corpus Christi Police. They all remember the fallen heroes of the attacks on the World Trade Center. And in honor of Patriot Day, the USS Lexington Museum is offering free admission to all first responders. Today through Sunday, all EMS, fire department, and police departments can visit the Lex for free.
Hey there, good morning and happy Thursday. Right now, heading out the door, all of us are going to be looking at pretty dry conditions right now, but couples body showers are slowly starting to push their way throughout portions of the Coastal Bend, only expected to expand by the time we reach this afternoon, hopefully with more isolated to even scattered showers possible, with maybe a couple few heavy downpours possible throughout the afternoon too. Right now, though, waking up, that moisture and humidity is continuing to build. That's going to help out our rain chances in the next few hours, so even areas that are a little bit more further northern and inland that we're looking at more of a cooler start yesterday are going to be a tad bit warmer on the front of that extra dose of humidity and moisture beginning to build throughout those neighborhoods right now. Taking a look at those temperatures, we can see over in Beeville, George West, sitting at temperatures right now in those lower 70s. Yesterday only sitting towards those upper 60s on the front of those drier dew point values that were in place yesterday. But across the majority of the Coastal Bend, all of us are going to be mostly sitting into those upper 70s to lower 80s. Of course, a bit warmer and more muggy for areas closer towards the coast with those coastal waters. Taking a look at our temperatures in terms of what you expect for our forecast high, we'll still be maintaining those near average temperatures at 94 degrees here in Corpus Christi. We will expect some sunshine as well as a little bit more cloud cover coming in, also tied towards that moisture increase building today with, again, some straight isolated showers, maybe even scattered showers possible as we head towards the afternoon. Take a look at Future Tracker here. We can see some of those showers begin to develop as we head towards the afternoon today, with another round to come early tomorrow morning on our Friday. So promising rain chances not only today but expected to extend extend for tomorrow on our Friday. Taking a look at our big weather picture here, we can see high pressure is at the surface here, somewhat dominant over for more portions of central Texas, but even in the upper levels of the atmosphere, we still have high pressure dominating, and that's going to help us out with our onshore flow and circulation of moisture still gathering and pushing its way into the coastal bend. But of course, high pressure is still a ridge, so it's still an area that promotes a lot of sunshine and drier weather. So in contrast, it is close enough to us here in South Texas that is still feeding us some of that drier weather pattern here in the coastal bend as well, and that somewhat takes away from our rain chances. So today, rain is still in the forecast, but better rain chances are expected tomorrow on our Friday, with the increase of moisture starting to build a little bit more ahead for us that day. But then heading towards the weekend, drier air is going to once again take over, leading towards more sunshine and no expected rainfall over the weekend. But don't fret, just because we have a dry weekend ahead, we got more rain chances ahead for us, looking ahead towards the early part and heading towards the midweek of next week. So again, keep that umbrella in hand with those isolated scattered showers and thunderstorms that will be possible today and for tomorrow afternoon, and frankly in the morning hours too, to start your day on your Friday too. And temperatures again will maintain all throughout this week and to next week in those near average temperatures in the lower 90s.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
Today marks 24 years since the 9/11 terror attacks that killed thousands of people. A series of memorial events have been planned to honor the lives that were lost that day. Vice President J.D. Vance and his wife are expected to visit Ground Zero. President Trump will attend a 9/11 observance ceremony at the Pentagon, where 184 others were killed. And a third observance have been planned in Stoystown, Pennsylvania, at the Flight 93 Memorial. 44 people were killed when the plane crashed after passengers and crew fought the hijackers.
Well, a manhunt is underway after conservative activist Charlie Kirk was fatally shot Wednesday during a rally at Utah Valley University. Witnesses say one shot was heard and Kirk recoiled with blood coming out of his neck. The shooting scene was quickly evacuated. Now, officials say the 2 people initially taken into custody actually have no ties to the deadly shooting. Kirk was a 31-year-old and a father of 2. He helped found Turning Point USA. He was also a well-known supporter of President Donald Trump.
2 students were shot, and the juvenile suspect is dead following a shooting at a high school in Evergreen, Colorado. Officials say one student is in critical condition, the other is stable. Police say the suspect was taken to the hospital with a self-inflicted gunshot wound and later died. The suspect was a student at the high school. Officials say the shooting happened on school grounds outside of the building, and this marks the 47th school shooting in the U.S. so far this year.
Tragic. Well, 3 former top FBI officials have filed a lawsuit against FBI Director Kash Patel and Attorney General Pam Bondi. The lawsuit filed Wednesday alleges that Patel fired them after pressure from right-wing social media users and a direct order from the White House. 3 former officials want their firings to be declared illegal and reinstatement of their jobs with back pay. The FBI declined to comment.
Here in your neighborhood, 1 person is dead and 2 others are injured following a shooting in Alice. According to police, the shooting happened on South Cameron Street. 3 people from Orange Grove were in a car when they were shot. 2 of the victims were taken to nearby hospitals. The other victim died. Police are searching for the driver of a black Dodge Charger that was seen in the area. So if you have any information, you're asked to call Alice Police at 361-664-0186.
Well, Kiko's Mexican restaurant is changing ownership. The new owner, Brett Wenzel, says that the restaurant will keep its same name and the same menu, too. Now, Wenzel, who currently lives in College Station, says that he's been a Kiko's customer for the last 15 years. And as his second Kiko's location on South Alameda Street, well, that was sold to a different buyer and has since closed. It is said to reopen under the name The Oasis.
Celebrating culture, community, and confidence. I'm Michaela Chavez, your Sunrise Neighborhood News reporter in Calallen. The Hispanic Women's Network of Texas is calling on the community to help empower the next generation of Latina leaders at their upcoming Cultura y Couture fashion show.
with the detailing of the bow in the back, and then it has the slip under it. But you can dress this down, wear it with flats, or do a cowgirl boo.
With Hispanic Heritage Month just days away, this fashion show is rolling out the red carpet early.
We decided, you know what, let's kick it off on September 14th and then just like in this way celebrate our culture.
The Hispanic Women's Network of Texas is hosting the Cultura y Couture fashion show this Sunday, raising funds for the Latinas in Progress scholarships, money that helps cover college costs.
Some students can, go to college without a worry, and others, this is everything to them.
Last year, 4 students each earned $1,000, but the money is not just given to them.
So it's not just let me write an essay and apply, but it is more of an experience. Just we're building Latina women, we're building and empowering this next generation.
Local businesses are also stepping in, from the venue to the clothes. After getting the call to help, owner of the Two Jewels boutique, Julie Tilton, and her daughter Olivia jumped into action.
Absolutely, yes. I'm happy to help in whatever fashion I can help in.
And fashion it was. Tilton and her daughter are donating and modeling some of the pieces themselves.
Have you practiced your runway walk yet?
We practiced a little bit this morning, yes.
We did a little practice.
That was early this morning, so.
So what should you expect?
I think it's going to be a little look into the future of what up-and-coming trends you're going to see.
General tickets are $50 and VIP are $75.
That ticket goes way further than you think. It's about, supporting these girls in their dreams of going to college and getting an education.
Even big brands are joining in on the cause.
They will be bringing some exclusive pieces that are only sold in San Antonio, so they're fiesta pieces.
And our very own Telemundo anchor Nina Martinez will also be emceeing the event.
Now, qualifying students still have time to apply for the scholarship, and that deadline is September 14th, the same day as the fashion show. Doors open at 12:30 at 6181 Saratoga Boulevard. In Calallen, I'm your Sunrise Neighborhood News reporter, Michaela Chavez, Chris 6 Sunrise.
Alrighty, Michaela, thank you so much. So there's a new flavor for the legendary candy that melts in your mouth and not in your hand. Honey roasted peanut M&Ms have arrived. The M&Ms combine the, quote, perfect blend of crunch with a touch of honey sweetness. The new flavor will be a permanent member of the M&Ms lineup. In addition to the classic plain and peanut M&M, there are other flavors too, including pretzel, peanut butter and jelly, cookies and cream, caramel, and chocolate pumpkin pie. That last one sounds so good.
Yeah.
And cookies and cream. Cookies and cream, anything.
I'm excited for this honey roasted, though. This looks fantastic.
You think so? I don't know. I'm a little iffy about it, just because it's already sweet with the chocolate. So is it going to be overbearing with the sweetness of the honey? Like, will you taste the honey?
Let's find out.
You're
Melts in your mouth, but not in your hand. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I am secretly a 300-pound fat kid. Yeah, no, I like love my junk food. Yeah, Cinny Minis, we got the M&Ms. What were some of the other ones we wanted to bring in?
I know we had Taco Bell.
Yeah.
We did try the fall flavor at Starbucks.
We did.
What was it? The oat milk? I don't remember. Yes.
Yeah. The pecan one was fantastic, my dear.
Screaming.
Marvelous. Go on with the weather, though. Indubitably. Thank you. I'm quiet.
Cheers. So for the forecast today, I don't know. You guys can see what he did. Do it again. Clock it.
Oh, yeah. I clocked it.
Yeah, I taught them that. Anyway, forecast, we can bring it back to me. So we got more moisture in the forecast today. This is when it sucks to have peripheral vision, because I see it in the corner of my eye. So we got more moisture in the forecast today. So it's going to mean there's a little bit more clouds in our skies. It's going to help us out with our rain chances across the coastal bend as we head throughout the morning and by this afternoon. Now, what does this all mean for your dog walking forecast? It's going to mean that you may want to have that umbrella on hand as those showers begin to develop throughout some neighborhoods as we head throughout the morning and certainly by this afternoon. But first, we'll go ahead and introduce our star for today. We got Molly here, and Molly can expect some pretty nice conditions heading out the door for things feeling pretty comfortable. But again, those pop-in showers will start to build as we head throughout the morning and and by this afternoon. Taking a look at what you can expect on your hour-by-hour forecast for that dog walk, we'll see those temperatures increasing towards the lower 80s by around 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning, 10, 11 approaching those upper 80s, and then by lunchtime already having those temperatures into the lower 90s, so things will start to warm up, but thankfully still expected to be reaching just nearby that near average for those afternoon high temperatures later on in the day. Take a look at Doppler radar. We can see a couple of those passing showers starting to build a little bit more throughout Claiborne County, not really going and expanding to other neighborhoods just quite yet, or other counties I should say either just quite yet. But right now there's a couple small spotty showers throughout that county at the moment, but going throughout the morning and heading towards the afternoon, can start to see a little bit more of isolated, even scattered showers possible. Of course, predicted here with this model that we're depicting on Future Tracker. A lot more showers that will pass on through. Small, heavy downpours possible throughout the afternoon until those showers begin to wrap up around 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Our rain event will be on a bit of a pause before we see a return of those rain showers, and maybe some thunderstorms start to become more active ahead for us on your Friday morning and then continuing into towards the afternoon. But again, for today, expecting near average temperatures, only expecting a high temperature of 94 degrees here in Corpus Christi. Again, mostly sunny skies with straight isolated showers that are going to be tied towards where high pressure is situated right now. Is going to lead towards that onshore flow that we have currently in place, but also with the placement of where high pressure is too is going to cause a bit of a slight negative effect, kind of taking away a bit from our rain chances ahead for us today. So things may be a bit more promising ahead for us tomorrow on Friday. Temperatures also will be pretty agreeable too, staying near average all throughout the rest of the week into next week.
Julia, thank you so much. And folks, thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Chris 6 Sunrise. We hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you soon.